This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's our loud and local band of the week, Saint Hussey. Our loud and local band of the week, Saint Hussey. You want to find out how you can get their music? Steve will let you know.
Earlier this year, they put out their debut record titled Saint Hussey, so check that out. And if you want to see them live, BJ, you can. Over at the Plaid Pig. Next week, they're going to be playing there on Thursday the 14th.
All that info on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com. If you're loving local music, you're going to love Loud and Local. It's a 2-hour show. That's at 8 o'clock right here on The Rock. You get to hear great bands from the Pacific Northwest, like Saint Hussey. Limpin' Danny is limpin' jumping.
Yeah, he's like 1 foot jumping.
Yeah, hopping.
Skipping? Bouncing.
Bouncing.
That's really what it is. Yeah. Gyrating.
Whoa. Yeah. Please don't gyrate.
Yeah. You get paid millions of dollars to gyrate.
Yeah, I do.
Not lose.
Sorry about that.
Oh, my goodness. The greatest text of all time.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of people were asking for a screenshot of it, so I screenshotted that text and put it up on my Twitter at I'm Steve Miggs if you want to play along and look back on it throughout the day. Whenever you start getting angry about the Seahawks loss, you can at least feel, misery loves company.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. And you can realize that you're not the angriest person in Seattle.
Yeah. Not at 6 a.m. at least.
Let's get to our contestant today. We got Lance in Bothell. Lance, are you there?
I am here.
Excellent. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Lance will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Lance, you can pass all you want, but you can only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Of the 4 suits in a deck of cards, which suit is the highest ranking in a game of bridge?
Clubs.
No.
Spades.
Yes. Who directed the 50s movie Vertigo?
Alfred Hitchcock?
Yes. The historic district of Haight-Ashbury is located in which U.S. city? Yes. Who played the title character in the mid-2000s sitcom Joey?
Matthew LeBlanc.
Yes. Hephaestus is the Greek god of what?
Can you say her name again?
Hephaestus.
Oh, pass. No idea.
What is the name of the disembodied hand on the Addams family?
Thing.
Yes. In what organ of the human body would you find the cornea?
Your eye.
Yes. Just the Way You Are was the 2010 #1 hit for which musical artist?
Just the Way You Are. Pass.
In poker, what is the term for a bet before the cards are dealt?
The ante.
Yes. Which star of Cheers also starred in the TV show Veronica's Closet?
Kirstie Alley.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Correct.
Oh, not too shabby.
That's a pretty good score right there.
I know it doesn't count, but was it Barbara Streisand?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. But
Whoa, that was very interesting, isn't it, that guess?
yeah. Kind of an older guess right there. And I don't even know if she puts anything out there.
Well, I will see what that answer is. I thought I knew the answer, but it's a very fascinating guess if, in fact, I'm right. And I'll tell you as we roll along.
Okay, all right then. That was a tease.
Yes, it was.
Steve, you're back. Are you ready?
Go Hawks.
Oh, really, Steve?
I hit the wrong button. My finger got bent last night, and I meant to
It
hit.
looks kind of like E.T. over there.
Yeah, I meant to do that, but my weird ET finger just hit the wrong button. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
So, F this team. We have paid millions of dollars to win, not lose, BJ.
Yeah.
Of the 4 suits of a deck of cards, which suit is the highest ranking in a game of bridge?
I'm going to go hearts.
No.
Diamonds.
No.
Spades.
Yes. Who directed the 50s movie
Motorhead.
Vertigo?
What?
Who directed the 50s
Alfred
movie?
Hitchcock.
Yes. The historic district of Haight-Ashbury is located in what U.S. city?
San Francisco.
Yes. Who played the title character in the mid-20s sitcom Joey?
Matt LeBlanc.
Yes. Hephaestus
Whoa.
is the Greek god of what?
Huh?
Hephaestus is the Greek god of what?
Face?
No.
Love?
No.
Anger.
No. What is the name of the disembodied hand in the Addams family?
Thing.
Yes. What is in what organ of the human body would you find the cornea?
The eye.
Yes. Just the Way You Are was the 2010 #1 hit for which musical artist?
That thing, Billy Joel?
No.
Robin Thicke?
No.
Justin Bieber.
No.
I ain't Justin Bieber.
In poker, what is the term for a bet before the cards are dealt?
Annie.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Steve, like the Seahawks, you lose 8-7.
Yeah. Go Niners.
Nice.
Go Mariners. Next year, I guess.
Can we at least say go Kraken?
Yeah, good call. Nice win, Lance. Appreciate that, buddy.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and you know what, Lance, he gave us a little bit of a thing this morning. I think we'll give it, how about this one?
Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah. Get that angry music for all the angry fans out there. Now, Steve, you could have gotten a tie if you would have gotten to the last question.
Steve, you're paid millions of dollars.
I am.
Yeah.
Right? While the rest of the country is dealing with everything else there is in life, BJ.
Unbelievable.
Which star of Cheers is also the star? Also starred in the TV show Veronica's Closet.
Kirstie Alley.
Yeah, so you could have gotten the tie there.
Oh.
But you played around a little bit, didn't get there. Just the Way You Are was the 2010 #1 hit for which musical artist? BJ had a guess on it, so what did
I thought it was Lady Gaga.
No, it was not Lady Gaga.
Bruno
then
Mars?
Yeah.
It was Bruno Mars.
Ah, damn
How's
it.
that
Well,
song go?
And when you smile. You know
I
that
don't
one?
know that
No?
song.
It was like one of his first ones. Maybe his first #1 hit.
Wasn't he like on a grenade or something? Is that
That's
same
another one.
Oh,
No.
okay.
When you're amazing me.
Oh, okay.
Just the way you
Thank you. There we go.
You're welcome. He knows what's up.
Wow. Glad we got there. And BJ, you're thinking of Born This Way by Lady Gaga.
That's it. That's why
Lady
I didn't
Gaga.
answer.
I like
When
that.
he answered Barbara Streisand and I thought it was Lady Gaga, I was like, oh, hey, that's because they, she.
And what was that old song?
Did that.
Which old song?
Was it Billy Joel? I love you just the way you
Yeah,
are.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. No.
See,
I'm glad I put 2010 right there.
You did.
Yeah, that saved you, buddy.
I think it was Billy Joel. I don't know if it's called.
I think you're absolutely right.
And then I did ask Hephaestus is the Greek god of what? Anybody want to fashion a guess?
I don't know. Marbles?
Marbles, no. It's fire.
Really?
Yeah, fire.
Wow.
Fire, fire.
You know, Hephaestus, was it his face? What's it called?
Hephaestus.
Yeah, they don't. Hephaestus doesn't get enough pub. I mean, fire's a cool thing, and I did not know that.
Fire's a cool thing. Fire's not a cool thing. Fire's hot.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yep, and it was called Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did put 2010 right
Good
there.
call on that 2010, buddy.
That'd been
Steve would have
awkward.
been right, and it would have been a tie, and I would have not taken back my song.
Yep, buddy.
That would have been too late. Yeah.
Yep. And, well, unfortunately, you did lose, Steve. So, sorry. Wow.
Hey, Dolly Parton just did an interview with W Magazine, and what we all wanted to know was, of course, about her first kiss. Yeah, that's
was she like 75?
Yeah,
Does she
that
even
old?
remember?
Is she 75?
I think she is.
You always remember your first kiss, don't you? I think.
Yep, 75.
Yeah. Do you remember your first kiss?
No.
You just said you always remember your first
right?
kiss, don't you? Do you remember yours? No.
I actually do, but it goes back to like first grade.
Yeah.
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 Mine was
So I
third
really
grade.
do. But it doesn't count. I mean, it is a
yeah.
kiss, but it's not like, you're like, that first kiss where you go, wow, I knew you were the one. I remember my first kiss with my wife, but she wasn't my first kiss.
Yeah, my first kiss was also like, I think it was either kindergarten or first grade, and I was chased around. It was a kindergarten. I was chased around the room by this girl, Jennifer, and she just cornered me and then planted one on me, and I was traumatized. Like, I was, that's like one of my earliest memories. And I never wanted to be her friend. I almost didn't accept her friendship Facebook friend request many years ago when she, found me on Facebook and requested. I was like, Jennifer. I was almost going to be like, decline and block. I'm like, I should let this go.
You probably should.
I should have messaged her. Why'd you try to kiss me in kindergarten? I've never been the same.
That's awesome. Yeah, and mine was the other way around. I had a crush on this girl forever. All because of it. I mean, because we went to high school together. So, I mean, we were in school a lot together. And, she never looked at me again. It was like that. I had my one shot in first grade, and apparently I wasn't a good enough kisser, or maybe, I don't know what happened, but
You should find her on Facebook and ask her why.
Yeah.
Why didn't you want to kiss me back?
What do you think the chances are she remembers it happened? Or what if she's like, it never happened? Somebody else must have kissed you and you thought it was me.
Here's the sad part for me, though. First kiss, kindergarten. Next kiss, college.
Congratulations.
Ever.
I mean, at least you can admit that.
Oh, yeah, what am I going to do?
Yeah, you were
I'm kissing plenty now, boys. Comma, boy.
Yeah, I did. I think was like my prom, Steve. I think
With your
that
cousin?
Was,
Oh.
wow, here we go.
Someone said BJ's first kiss was with his cousin at prom.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. You know what? You texters get paid millions of dollars not to make up stories like this. All right, we got homeless, and we've got all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
The veterans, come on.
Drug dealers.
Get it together for crazy. Yeah, so Dolly Parton, she said, yeah, my first real kiss was in grade school. She said a girlfriend had a party at her house, and we played Spin the Bottle, and she said I got my first kiss from a boy there. That would be different if I got my curse. I was cursed there. It was a weird kind of bottle party where they were all into some sort of real devil worshipping thing.
I kissed a mummy?
Yeah.
Did you any of you guys ever play Spin the Bottle?
No. We did 7 Minutes in Heaven.
You did that? I always remember these quote unquote games being played on television and being like, one day maybe I could go to a party and do this, and I never did.
Well, I never got to play any of these games, and because I'm still single, I think it'd be fun to try, but everyone else I know is in a relationship, so
that
would
would be
weird.
so weird if I showed up to a party with adults and they're like, you guys want to play Spin the Bottle? Like, what?
If they're all single and we're drunk, hell yeah.
And BJ, you don't know.
Drunk, yeah.
You don't know 7 Minutes in Heaven?
No.
Oh, Danny, tell him.
Well, the way we did it was kind of like a spin the bottle thing. We all kind of sat in the room and then we spun a bottle, but whoever got picked, they would get to pick the person that they wanted to go in the closet for 7 minutes, a dark closet, and do whatever you wanted.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, I thought, if I remembered it, maybe it's different. It just depends on how you play it, but I thought it was like you spin the bottle and the two people picked. Then go in.
Yeah.
So you have one bottle, then you spin another bottle again.
Oh, yeah. See, we did Ladies' Choice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was like
I would
middle
hate that
school.
game. I would hate that game because I would never be the choice.
Oh.
I'd be in there going, "This is great," and the ladies be like, "Yeah, I picked that guy again." And like this one guy would probably be in the closet the whole time.
I mean, you say it's great, but when you actually get down to it, I mean, you're in, 7th grade? You don't really know what's happening.
Did you guys like kiss?
Yeah, we kissed, and then it was just like, yeah, we got like 6 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. What do we do in here? It just like was kind of awkward. It was like, kiss a little bit more, and then you just like sit in there and talk.
Yeah, and then come out.
wow.
And what do you do when you walk out into the closet? Do you high five everyone?
Well, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, and you're like, yeah,
That adds even more. Yeah, it's even more awkward. Then.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Yeah.
Everyone's just waiting to hear what happened, and it's like, yeah, we did all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff that you're supposed to do in there.
Yeah, we locked lips.
Yeah, we did the other things too. What? Oh, the other
All
things.
those other things.
Yes, those things.
Poor Dolly, though, man. She had to kiss somebody who was not her first crush.
Oh.
She said she was happy that it landed on one of the cute boys. See, that's why I couldn't play this. Because the bottle, be like, it's PJ, sure.
I would be the equivalent of like bankrupt on like Wheel of Fortune if I did this when I was a kid. It would like land on me and everyone like, Wah, 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 wah. Can I spin again? Do I get to spin again?
Yeah. That's my favorite line from Dolly Parton. She said, "I had a lot of boys in my life. I love boys. I still do."
That's good to know. Still good.
75. All right, Dolly.
So
You
you're
know
saying
what?
there's a chance.
She'll be robbing the cradle with me. Hopefully she still thinks I'm one of the cute boys. Probably not. But hey. Dolly Parton, everybody, at 75, still loves the boys. And it's not euphemistic. We don't mean, she means like just boys. She might love the other boys, too. I don't know. All right. Hey, the Seahawks. Let's talk about them, huh? Yeah. That was a tough one last night. Yeah, against the Rams. We lost.
It was a must-win game, and they effing dropped the ball again.
Yeah, they did. Well, we're going to recap the whole game with the host of Mitch Unfiltered. Yes, Mitch Levy. He will join us. He will talk Hawks at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Man, it was a lot more fun talking to him on Monday, but well, what are we going to do? Tough loss for the Seahawks yesterday, and I'm very curious to see what Mitch's thoughts are on all of it. From Mitch Unfiltered, it's Mitch Levy.
Yeah. Boys and girls, how are you guys?
I mean, you called it. You actually did call it. You called it on Monday. You said, watch out for Woods and watch out for Kupp. And we thought you were crazy in the first half, but we found out you weren't so crazy in the second half.
I'm not sure that I was crazy in the first half. I mean, they ran up and down the field. They just didn't score, and Matt Stafford made a terrible mistake. He was down there in position to score. He's throwing the ball away. The one thing a quarterback can't do when he's throwing the ball away is not throw the ball away. I mean, he can throw the ball. There's some enlightening comments and critical analysis that you get from me on a Friday morning. But I'll go back to what I said to you guys on Monday, and I think I brought up George Karl with you guys. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Yep.
George Karl, the old Sonics coach, pulled me aside when he wasn't berating me. He pulled me aside one time and he said, what you guys don't get about sports, what you talking heads don't get about sports, is it's all about matchups. Certain teams match up better with other teams, and if A beats B and B beats C, that doesn't mean A is going to beat C. It just depends on the matchups. And what we've learned, it's pretty obvious what we've learned from the Seahawks is when they go up, unless they make some changes and some defensive philosophical changes and maybe go out and get somebody. I don't know if they can get somebody at this late hour. Until they are able to do something with that pass defense, they are not going to do well. That doesn't mean they can't win, but they're not going to do well against teams with dynamic pass offenses. Look at it. They've played 5 games, right? They've played 5 games.
Yeah.
The first game was against the Colts and an anemic pass offense, and the Seahawks won. The second game was against Tennessee, who's got great receivers and a pretty good quarterback. The Seahawks lost. The third game was against the Vikings. Good quarterback, great receivers. The Seahawks lost. The fourth game was against the 49ers. No pass game. The Seahawks won. And the fifth game was against the Rams. Very good quarterback, although he didn't play particularly well, I don't think, last night. And really good receivers. The Seahawks lost. This is not coincidence. Nope. They're just not. They're not a good pass coverage team, and they're going to struggle. Now we don't even know if they have their quarterback. I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, right. They didn't have the running back. The tight end was gone. It was just
right.
Yeah, but those guys are back. But Russ, we still don't know what's wrong with his finger. What could be dislocated, bad sprain, but it could be a couple weeks before he could play again.
Yeah, they were very vague last night. We were up into the wee hours in the morning recording with guys that were there at covering it for ESPN, Brady Henderson in particular, and he said those guys were very vague at the end of the game after the game in the press conferences, as you would expect them to be. Surgery was mentioned. Whoa. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to have it, but just because you didn't break, I don't know anything about fingers. Just because you didn't break your finger and it's a ligament issue. Doesn't mean that you don't end up having surgery. And, surgery, you would think, on the right hand of a right-handed quarterback would mean at least some missed time. Now, the one thing you've got going for you is Russell Wilson's been incredibly durable over the years. It's amazing in his 10 years. He has not missed a start, not one start. And that's not only a credit to him, but that's probably as much luck as anything else. These guys, he's getting hit more than anybody, right? Over the last 10 years, no quarterback has gotten hit more than him. How has he not? And by the way, these guys, these quarterbacks, you've seen it, they hurt their fingers all the time by hitting helmets on their follow-through and hitting other hands on their This happens all the time. The fact that it's never happened to him is almost freakish in its luck. So we could be looking at some time, guys, without him.
Well, they don't play this Sunday. It's next Sunday. He can learn how to throw with his left hand by that point. He's Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Well, I think your better chance is that Gino, who came into the game, I don't know if you guys paid close attention. He came into the game and, my goodness, my son was there sitting in our seats. And he was texting me like he's never seen anything like it. When Geno Smith came in just for your audience who doesn't know, this guy has not really played football for years. Yeah. Years. We just talked about it. He's backing up. What was the old commercial, BJ? Was it the Maytag man? Who's the easiest job? The Maytag man. He never has to go anywhere to repair any washers, right?
That's right.
Geno Smith was the Maytag man. He was around. In certain ways, he had the best job in the world, making $1 million or whatever he's making, standing on the sidelines, never having to go into the game. He hadn't really played in years. except for the preseason. He goes in there against the Rams defense and Aaron Donald, and the Seahawks have the ball at the 2-yard line. They have to go 98 yards, and he takes them 98 yards. My son texts me, and he's like, Dad, you have no idea. This place is crazy. They're chanting Geno. I mean, he's a full kid. He took them 98 yards, and then in the next possession, he took them about 50 or 60 for a field goal. They scored 10 points in his first two. He only had the ball 3 times, so I hope that that's a harbinger of, if he has to play, things to come. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that.
The team looked inspired behind him. The offensive line,
yes, they did.
And the players, they all seem to really. It just shows how much he's loved by that team. That they all seem to really step up. But
what I noticed was his awareness. I really was surprised at how Mitch, like you said, there's a lot of things that would make you rusty. He was aware. It seemed like when dudes were behind him, he's like, okay, I need to get rid of this ball. I mean,
he wasn't aware when Tyler fell down.
Well, I mean, you can't, even Troy Aikman gave him a break for that.
He threw the ball before Tyler fell down.
I know.
And then and I'm still not convinced that Tyler was even touched. Did he fall down on his own?
Yeah, I wish they would have showed us other angles of that, because it looked like the guy smacked him in the face, but it was hard to tell from the angle they showed us. And Tyler made it look like when he was on the ground, he Hollywooded it up like he was a soccer star. So that's why I was wondering, did he really get hit at all by anybody?
No question. Well, to go back to your first point, BJ, what's interesting and what those, kind of sportsy, geeky guys like me are talking about today and tomorrow and whatever about Geno's performances, we haven't really gotten too deep into it, but Russell Wilson gets criticized a lot, even though he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's won a Super Bowl. He's the winningest quarterback in the last 10 years, probably in the NFL. He gets criticized a lot because of the things that he won't do. He won't get rid of the ball fast. He'll take a sack. He took a couple sacks last night that were just killers when he could have gotten rid of the ball. He won't throw the short. He's always looking for the home run because he's such a good long ball throw. You've heard of these things. He doesn't like the over mix. He doesn't like the over the middle intermediate passing game. He'd rather go for the long ball. And then some people think that he doesn't see very well over the middle because he's smallish and the offensive line might get in his way. He may not see those guys. So what people are going to have fun with this morning is that on those drives that you're talking about where Geno Smith was in the game, he threw intermediate. He got rid of the ball. He did all the little things that Russell Wilson kind of gets criticized for. He threw to the tight end. People say, he doesn't throw to the tight end. And he threw to the tight end. He threw over the middle. He moved them down the field. He threw to the running backs out of the backfield. So, there's going to be a lot of smart asses and smart Alex today and tomorrow going, look at Geno. Look at the intermediate passing game. Look at Geno. Maybe.
Before the interception, it was fun. It was fun watching Twitter and just seeing how quickly people were anointing him as our starter. I was like, wow, man, we are so knee-jerk.
Well, and Mitch, it's interesting because obviously the Rams were playing for a quarterback that doesn't do that. And they prepared for that. And it made me wonder, like, wow, you said, all the things that Geno did, the Rams don't have to worry about because they know that Russell doesn't do those things. And then all of a sudden, here comes this guy. And even though he's a different guy, you kind of go, oh, crap, we've got to adjust how we defend because he's going to do these things. And, I could see those first 2 drives catching the Rams a little bit. I don't know how it's
very astute. By the way, Miggsy, very astute observations from the host of the program this morning.
You didn't have high expectations. I'm looking at your Twitter. You didn't have high expectations for that.
You had no expectations at all for that.
I don't know if you saw Mitch's Twitter. He says, I'm going to be on the radio. Are the Seahawks cooked after last night? Can they survive a stretch without Russell Wilson? And will BJ Shea make some off-the-wall ridiculous football comment? Tune in. And the answers are no, maybe, and absolutely.
Oh, there we go. Well,
I think you're right on it, BJ. I think, when you prepare for the Seahawks and you prepare for Russell Wilson because of the things that I just said, I think you're looking for a certain type of passing game, right? Just what you said. The other thing is, and I don't want to rain on the Geno parade. Seahawk fans have already taken enough punishment to go to 2-3 and wondering now, is this the beginning of the end? The Rams are ahead, right? They're ahead. They're probably playing a little bit of prevent defense. They're probably giving up some things underneath. so that they don't get beat deep. They're protecting a lead at that point. So before everybody just says, hey, Geno was so good in those 3 drives, that means he's going to be great against Pittsburgh if he has to start for the Seahawks in 10 days in Pittsburgh against the Steelers on Sunday night. I think it's going to be different, as you point out, when the Steelers are preparing for Geno and he has to play from the start of the game. So we'll kind of wait and see. I don't think any of us are crazy enough to think that they're better off without number 3. They need number 3. Hopefully it won't be a substantial length of time that he's out.
I was looking at that schedule, and at least up until and it depends. You can tell us as far as like the kind of passing offenses we're going to go up against.
Right.
I mean, we know Roethlisberger's a quality quarterback, but I have no idea about his receiving core this year. I haven't been paying attention. So so we may win that game because they're not going to have the elite passing game.
Well, they're not going to. It's not going to be because of their wide receivers. Actually, the Steelers have some good young wide receivers. There's nobody getting criticized right now more than Ben Roethlisberger. He just doesn't look.
Oh, so it's him.
He's just. It looks like he's finished. That this is his last year, and he can't move around, and he can't get out of the way, and his arm strength is down, and everybody is saying that he is a shell of his former self. So the Seahawks will catch a break from that. I think from that standpoint, they've really struggled. And then you go, you're looking at the schedule. Then you go with the Saints. The Saints have James. It's going to be here, although the Seahawks can't win here, obviously. But
yeah,
remember when they had a good home field advantage, guys. Remember the days?
Yeah, remember when they were undefeated with action green jerseys? I remember those days.
Yeah. Everything's falling apart.
Great on prime time. Remember
that?
The Saints bring Jameis Winston, no more Drew Brees, Jameis Winston, and an okay set of receivers, nothing great. So they can get through that. And the Jaguars are terrible, even though they have the number 1 pick. So I think the next really dynamic pass game, if you want to look at the schedule, will be November the 14th when Aaron Rodgers and the Packers host the Seahawks. You just hope that they can tread water, although treading water now, you're 2-3, right? If you were 4-1, treading water sounds okay. Treading water doesn't sound so great at 2-3. Let's just see what happens this week with Russell Wilson's finger. That bad boy was going the wrong direction, Miggsy. It looked like that you got a hold of it.
Dude, I know they kept showing it, and then when he popped it back in, I'm like, I just felt it. I was like, okay, can we stop showing? I know it's nothing like, it's not like an ankle break, but it was just.
It was weird, man.
Yeah.
That creeped me out.
Mitch, we're getting a lot of texts from people wanting us to read the text message that we received first thing this morning and get your feedback on it. So, at 6 a.m., we start the show. I opened up our text line that we have on our computer program. And this, before we even turned on the microphones, this was the text message that we got from one of our listeners. Or maybe they thought they were texting Pete Carroll. I'm not sure. But this is a pretty epic text. The texter wrote, and I'm going to have to edit it because he curses. He says, we sucked. We're going to suck for the remainder of the year. This was a must-win game, and you guys blanking dropped the ball again. I hope you guys lose for the rest of the season and forever afterwards. You just lost a longtime fan. Blank Seattle, blank the NFL. NFL players get paid millions to blanking win, not lose, while the rest of us deal with everything else there is in life, especially the veterans of this country. How is this fair? Seattle is a dirt city that is pretty glorified amongst the country. Seattle is a blank stain with nothing but homeless and drug dealers left and right. I hope this franchise blanking crumbles underneath itself. What a sorry excuse for a blanking team.
So what we want to know, Mitch, was did you mean to send that text to Pete Carroll?
I did not. I wrote it, but I wasn't going to hit the send button.
That's what.
So do you agree with the texter or not?
Oh, jeez. Sounds like a Rams fan who was in for the game and was trying to rub it in on the Seahawks fan. No. This is what we do. We overreact to every single game, and there's 17 of these things. And look, I think the bigger problem, and the three of us have discussed this each week now, the bigger problem is not the record. 2-3, mathematically, even you can do this, BJ. 2-3, you got 17 wins, 17 games.
Wait a minute. This is tough. Now it's 2-3, 17. That leaves us with 12 games, I think, right?
You've got 12 games to go.
All right, 12 games left. So
you can make a run. You can make a run.
I could do this? I could do with all the veterans and the homeless, I still can do this?
Yeah, you can do this. Even in Seattle, you can do this.
All right.
The bigger question, really, and it's been the question since the beginning of the season, is can they overcome their weaknesses? And this is not a surprise. We've been talking about it unfiltered since the beginning, since the entire offseason. The Seahawks have a real problem on defense. They have real problems, I should say. Problems, plural, on defense. And if they don't get it going. Now, remember, last year, and I'll finish with this because I know we have to run. Last year, they were the worst. Remember, we talked about they were the worst defense, not only in football, but they were the worst defense in the history of football. Statistically, they were giving up more yards like 10 games through the season, 8 to 10 games through the season. They were the worst defense ever on paper, and they turned it around. And you said they were going to go 0 for 4, 0 and 4, and you bought me breakfast as a result of it.
Surely did.
And they were able to tinker. They went out and got somebody, and they were fine the rest of the year. I don't know whether that's going to happen again this year, but if it doesn't, that's the issue, not the record. They just got to figure things out on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, I can't argue with you, Mitch. And of course, Chris Carson hurt again, which is why the guy's been hurt, every year, right?
Every year.
Yeah, that's why last week I said I don't think we have a running game. It's because of the fact I just knew you can't count on Carson. And therefore, you're going to be going with other guys, and you hope they... But, the offense isn't good enough to sustain the kind of defense we have. They're just not.
They can be, though. They can be.
I hope you're right. I hope, Crooked Finger McGee can make it happen. I hope you're right, brother.
That's his new Twitter handle.
Crooked Finger McGee.
I hope you're right.
So we're looking at a 14-3 season is what you're saying, Mitch, right?
Oh, is that what you really? Wow.
Yeah, you'll take it. I'll sign up for that right now. 14-3 is exactly what it is.
Who's buying me breakfast? I would like to go against that bet. I'm looking. I got to get my breakfast back.
The texter, I have his number.
That's what
you do have his number. Okay, very good.
All right, so we're not going to talk to Mitch for a while. Let's hope the next time we talk to Mitch, it will be after we go to get to 500 by beating those Steelers. Let's hope that happens.
Yes. Have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for having me. Mitch Unfiltered. Right. Don't forget. Yeah.
Get it wherever you get podcasts, MitchUnfiltered.com. Police, they pull over a guy for speeding, and how about they end up helping him hook up his TV at home? They pull him over speeding and then go help him connect his TV. Why? Oh, I'll tell you why. We'll do that at 7:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.